About to get started here soon, guys. Welcome, guys, to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today we're looking at Bitcoin climbing up to higher prices here. Right now at $95,300, up slightly for the day. It's been some sideways trading going on past few days here. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin right now, and yeah, it's been sideways ever since like almost since like last week, actually, about same day, Tuesday of last week. We've been going sideways. We did see Bitcoin get as high as almost $96,000, and will we see that later on today, going into tomorrow? And then will we see $100,000 Bitcoin? Because I did title the video, you know, Bitcoin could be $100,000 later on this week, or it could be $100,000 later on next week. And there's a few reasons why I believe that's the case here. We'll be looking at the charts, and if you guys have any other cryptocurrencies you want me to take a look at, then you know, we can try to look at your cryptos here. But we're gonna look at Bitcoin here first, okay? And yeah, let's get started here. So here's what I see with Bitcoin. I have a Fibonacci analysis here showing that Bitcoin made the impulse move here back on Sunday, where we were trading at roughly $84,000. I'm sorry, about 2 Sundays ago. And then we shot up to like almost $96,000 that Friday, last Friday. And with that impulse move, it creates this Fibonacci analysis here, which shows that the 1618 extension, the 1618 Fibonacci extension, could put us at $102,000 Bitcoin sometime in the near future here. Okay. And then what else do we got going here? We have just measuring this as if it's a bull flag, because it looks like a bull flag to me, right? Okay. I'll go ahead and drill out the bull pennant here, the flag pattern, and you will see that Bitcoin could possibly get up to that $100,000 area. If we take that measured move that I just showed you here, the flagpole of that bull flag, and we put it on top to like where we could break out here at like $96,000 Bitcoin here. The flagpole is saying that we could possibly see Bitcoin at $106,000. That blue number right there, almost $107,000. And I'm not a psychic. I will never give you guys a price target and a target date at the same time. But using this trend analysis, right, this chart pattern analysis here, if I click on this flagpole here, it says that we could possibly see Bitcoin at $106,000 by Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. Okay. I mean, it all depends on where you put the breakout at. If I extended it out here, if it takes a few more days here, okay, it might be like later on next week on Wednesday, okay? But $106,000 Bitcoin could be coming up on deck for next week, is what I'm anticipating here. That's why I'm a little bit excited about Bitcoin. That's why I titled the video, could we see $100,000 Bitcoin? Is that coming up next? Right? Anyways, another good bit of news here is that we do see that we have a green dot that printed on Monday here, yesterday, around like 8 a.m. Eastern time, East Coast time. And it says that, you know, you should be buying Bitcoin. Okay, that green dot is taking a lot of information into account here, and it says that, yeah, if you buy now, you should be rewarded. Okay, and I'm seeing the bull flag, the bull pennant could push us to higher prices. You got the green dot saying that could push us to higher prices. We have an RSI on the 4-hour time frame at only 59, so we're not even overbought. We were overbought like last Tuesday, okay, but we're not in that same level, so we have room to run. And then if I move on to like even like the 8-hour chart, I mean, this gets me even more excited. The 8-hour chart also shows that we had a green dot printed on market cipher B. So what does that mean? Okay. Last time we had a green dot that got printed on the 8-hour chart was last Monday when Bitcoin was trading at $87,000. Now look where we're at. Okay. And then, you know, we did have a red dot on Wednesday. Okay. When Bitcoin was at like $93,000. But, you know, Bitcoin continued pushing up higher past Wednesday and went up to like almost $96,000 on Friday. But just because we had a red dot doesn't mean we're going down. It just means that, you know, could be some selling pressure, could be some sideways trading action. And that's pretty much what we're getting right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with Bitcoin and this bull flag pennant that we're in right now. But yeah, now you got a green dot. What does that mean on the 8-hour time frame? Do we continue going up to higher prices? All right. Let's just see what the MACD is showing here real quick. Let me go ahead and get that thing shown here. MACD on the 8-hour time frame, showing that we had some sideways, we had some red candles here, which created some sideways trading action the last few days here. But if I just zoom in here a little bit more on the MACD, right? We're getting a little bit of pink candle showing up on the MACD. We're getting less selling pressure. Probably means that we're going to start seeing maybe some green candles showing up like we did last week. And that could push the price up higher. Let me see. I got Kevin Dillon in the chat here. You asked about Doge a few months ago. Wondering if you could take another look at it. Yeah, we can take a look at Doge. And if you got another request here, we could take a look at your other cryptos as well. Doge with a $sign. Let me just finish up here on Bitcoin. So yeah, I see a lot of good things coming up for Bitcoin. Things are looking good so far, but is there a bearish case here? I mean, if Bitcoin continues trading sideways here and we don't get this push up to higher prices in the near term, we might see it kind of drag its butt down to like $93,600, which is where the 0.786 retracement level is at. It might even drag itself down to retest the 0.618 level here at $91,800. But I'm anticipating that with strong price action with Bitcoin, unless some macro economic event happens or a war breaks out or something that gets the markets to go crazy that has nothing to do with Bitcoin, you know, I see Bitcoin trying to break out to the upside here, okay, instead of going sideways or down. Let's put on the VRVP real quick, see what the VRVP, the volume range visual profile, is saying, if it kind of agrees with anything that I'm saying here. And we're just using data going back to like Tuesday for now. And, you know, you got a high volume node here at like $95,000. That is the boss level breakout level that we need for Bitcoin to try to push past. And we're kind of trying to make that attempt right now. If Bitcoin goes sideways for a little bit, it might come down to that $93,000 level, which is, you know, where this other high volume node is. And if we lose $93,000, then we could possibly, I mean, we do have some support at $91,000. But we could come down possibly to this high volume node here at $86,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so those are your worst case numbers, and I would just be a buyer because that would probably create a higher low as we continue going up on this bull trend here with Bitcoin. That seems like that bull trend started ever since April 7th, April 6th, when Trump, you know, tweeted that they're going to do a 90-day 90-day pause on most of these tariffs here as they continue doing their trade talks. So yeah, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and take a look at my friend Kevin here and his request for Doge or dog. I hope I'm saying it. I'm just going to say Doge, dog. Let's see, USD. That is Doge. I don't think that's Dogecoin. You don't want Dogecoin. Let's see. Let me try $dog like you wrote in there. Is that? Are you looking for the? Is this a stock market thing? Is this something where you want to look at the shorting the Dow 30? Because that's what I have right here. I have Dog Pro Shares Short Dow 30. Is that what you're looking for? Doge USDT. Okay. All right. That's why I had to ask. All right, USDT. Let's see what that comes up. All right, so this is a different coin. You can find Dog on Mexi. We're gonna look at it on the Mexi exchange here. And I'm just getting myself familiar with this chart here. Let me go into the daily chart here. See where this thing's been. Might give us ideas of where it's gonna go next. So this thing has been at higher prices, and it's gotten beaten down ever since like the middle of December here. We saw this thing as high as roughly 0.009 pennies here. And it looks like it took like almost like an 80% beat down to the levels that it's at right now. You do have your point of control high volume node, the highest volume node here at 1901. Currently, we're trading at 29.44, up 8.9% today. Congratulations if you're in it. Now, as I start to zoom in here a little bit more, you know, there is a high volume node here at like 28.93, so we're kind of like at that right now. Then we have a gap in the VRVP, and then you have like some more volume here at 39.07, and then 4,320. And that kind of corresponds to like some highs here that you've had back here in like January 31st. This thing was as high as like 42.75. Let me just, yeah, 47.25. Okay, so that could be your near-term profit target. So I would just like mark that out on the chart here. That this might be your near-term profit target that you want for Dog to the Moon. I think that's the name of this coin here. All right. So yeah, that'd be probably the medium near, not near, yeah, I would say near-term to medium-term price target here for Dog to the Moon. But you know, just looking at the VRVP, this thing could continue climbing up to higher prices before it gets to the value area high at like 68.77, where traders and investors settled up pretty much throughout November and December and January. They settled up at that 6,900, 6,800 number there. Okay, you would be lucky to see if you could sell this thing in the 9,000 region. But yeah, it looks like first take profit target, you could probably you know, get yourself roughly I believe like a 50% gain from where you are right now. And then yeah, you could possibly even double your money, and if it gets back up to 6,900 here, that would probably be your ultimate take profit target level in 2025. Anything past this white line on the VRVP is just gravy, and now you're being greedy. Okay, I would plan on selling this after doubling my money from where it is right now. Now, bearish case, just continue on with the VRVP here. This thing could come back to the point of control, the blue line, sitting at roughly 1939. Okay, you might get a retest of this level, only for you to then create a higher low to go to higher prices. You do have the value area low if you're lucky enough. If this thing does come back to retest the lows that it made back in early April, you have the value area low, this white line, at 1333. You might be lucky enough to scoop up some more cheap Dog at that level. I think that might be the lowest that it could go if it continues if it continues the downtrend. Okay, then we'll be looking to see if there's any bullish divergence showing up, and maybe even a double bottom on the chart here. Looks like you have your daily green dot that printed on this coin. You see right here, April 9th, we had a green dot that got printed. So that was a good day to be buying. Okay, it's like this market cipher B is kind of like a cheat sheet. Okay, let's go into the 4-hour time frame, see if the 4-hour time frame is also giving us green dots. And let me get rid of the VRVP for now. And I'll collapse this for now. And yeah, Cipher B, market Cipher B is saying that there was a green dot that got printed at midnight. So they're saying that you should be buying this crypto. And yeah, you got yourself like a nice uptrend now. Okay. Let me just readjust the line here. So you got a nice uptrend going on. Okay, so you know that buyers are buying this crypto, but it looks like, let's see, what's going on in the MACD here. MACD is showing there has been some selling pressure, even though this thing is still climbing up higher. That's interesting. That's weird. Okay. But looks like it's starting to you're about to get a flip on the MACD, and you could start seeing some green candles showing up on dog to the moon here. And let me turn on the RSI real quick here. RSI is showing that you are almost close to being overbought on the RSI. You're at 68. So I would tread with caution here. The move might have already been made. You should have been in this back on Tuesday of last week, and you would have made a good chunk of change. So yeah, this thing. What you look on the lookout for now is this thing going to create some bearish divergence? Okay, on the RSI, at least on the 4-hour time frame here. If this thing starts creating lower highs here, okay, we'll see what the RSI does in the next few hours going into tomorrow. But if we end up coming down again on the RSI, then this probably means that this thing's going to go sideways for now, and that the move has been made. Okay, and I mean you're pretty much trading at the same price level here that you were on February, around Valentine's Day, February 14th. So yeah, I mean we'll be on the lookout for this. I feel like the move has been made on this one already, and it just needs to trade sideways before it starts going up higher prices here. All right. Yeah, Kevin, if you got another request, go ahead and tell me what other crypto you want me to look at. But let's take a look at some other cryptos that have been doing pretty well around my watch list here. And that would be AI16Z. AI16Z up 14% today. Had a pretty good past few days here. Let me go into the daily chart now. AI16Z is just trying to recover from where it was back on middle of February of this year. Okay, we had a brutal beatdown that took us down, I believe, as low as like 11 or yeah, it took us down to like 10 cents actually. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see what the VRVP has to say as far as like trying to climb back up to higher prices here, and where the resistance levels might be. So AI16Z currently trading at 30 cents, right? You do have a value area high above us at about 47 cents is where this thing could get some resistance going forward. Okay. Let me just zoom in here real quick here. Yeah, this thing is currently trying to break through a high volume node that might provide some resistance at the 30-cent level. But once we get past 36 cents, volume starts to die off, and then it's saying that, 47 cents is the value area high. This thing could continue screaming like a rocket to higher prices here. Now, the one thing that I am worried about is that the RSI is pretty high right now. You actually are in overbought territory on AI16Z. You're currently sitting at like 77 on the RSI right now. Anything above 70 is overbought, but things can stay overbought and can continue getting even more overbought as people just rush into this crypto because they see it up 14% today. Market Cipher B says that around April 9th was a good day to start buying this crypto when you could have got it for like 10 or 14 cents. So anybody who bought around that time has already doubled their money with this crypto. If we continue being bearish and we go down and we make a lower high from where we are right now, you could come down to this high volume node here at like 20 cents. 20 cents could be a good area to scoop up some cheap AI16Z. Also, you could come down to the POC here, currently sitting at 13 cents. Okay. So those might be some targets for AI16Z if you want to scoop up some cheaper AI16Z. But I want to see if this thing can continue getting back to the levels that it was at here on kind of like this top that it made here in the beginning of March when it got as high as like 45 cents. Yeah, I think 45 to like 47 or 48 cents should be your near-term target price for AI16Z. Still got some room to run. Still could go up like another 50% on this crypto. All right. Let's take a look at Let's take a look at another one that did pretty well. That did even better than AI16Z. It's not doing as good as AI16Z today, but this thing actually made a lot of money the past week, and that's virtual protocol. Okay, this is an AI cryptocurrency coin. Works with AI agents. Okay, and you can also create your own coins, your own AI agents on this cryptocurrency. If that gives you an idea as to what it can do. All right, what it's about. This coin is trading at $1.46 right now, up 4% today. But look at the banner week that it had. It just shot up, right? Since last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, it was trading as low as 55 cents, but it went up 21%, closed out the day at 68 cents. And then had another good day after that, and then another good day after that. And it went up like 19% on Friday. 19% again on Saturday. Sunday, it kind of chilled out a little bit. I guess that was his day of rest. You know, it had to, like, you know, take a day off. And then here we are on Monday, up 31% yesterday. And now here we are up 4% today. And for the week, right, just looking at the weekly chart on this crypto. I mean, last week it went up 86%. And then here we are up 37% this week. So this cryptocurrency is getting a lot of love, a lot of bids right now. And, you know, looking at the MACD, you can see that selling pressure is starting to die off. And this is saying that we're just getting started on going to higher prices here on this cryptocurrency. I mean, because what's next? I mean, are we going to start seeing some green candles showing up on the weekly chart on the MACD? And then where's that going to push the price up to? I mean, we can find that out right now, okay? That's why I'm looking at the charts here with you. Right now, I'll just look at the VRVP. The data is showing that if you could get lucky enough to buy this thing at 60 cents, that's where the value area high is at. But this thing is above the value area high. This thing is like about to do blue sky breakout right now, okay? I'm going to probably have to use the Fibonacci retracement to figure out where this thing could go next, okay? So this thing got as high as, this crypto got as high as $5.25 on, in December, okay? The last week of December. So we'll measure from $5.25 down to the low that it made here, where it got as low as, how low did it get? 41 cents? Yeah, I think 41 cents is the low here. So, all right, so we'll put that bottom anchor there. And this is saying that Virtual's protocol has $1.57 probably as its next target. That's the 0.236 level here. Then the 0.32 level is coming up on deck after that at $2.27. You see we had like a candle close, a weekly candle close. Weekly candle close around that area, and a weekly candle open the next week after that around that $2.27 area. So I think this cryptocurrency could go up to like $2.27 in the next few weeks here. But the golden pocket number, where this thing is most likely going to try to go to and top out at, is probably going to be the 0.618 level at the $3.41. So this thing probably could still double in price from where it is right now, just according to the 0.61 golden retracement level here. And then we'll just see if it could, you know, try to get back to $5 at some point. But that might be later on in 2025. I'm not sure when. But this one might be one you want to add to your radar and see if you can try to get it on a red day. If we get it on a pullback. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here real quick. 4-hour chart, you had a buy dot here on Monday, but now you have a red dot here on Tuesday at 4 a.m. So that probably means we're going to probably go sideways here on virtuals. And just looking at the VRVP data from the most recent data going back to like Monday, April 7th here. I mean, this thing could come down to the value area high sitting at $1.07. Okay, I think the bulls will try to defend this cryptocurrency at $1.07. Let me just turn the moving averages real quick, see what they have to say. 21 EMA is probably where it will most likely pull back to. 21 EMA sitting at $1.25. So I think $1.25. This thing goes down 20 cents. You should start thinking about adding more to your bags here on Virtual Protocol. All right. How's my volume? You guys hear me pretty well? Music volume good? Mic volume. I know someone was complaining about a few days ago that the mic volume was a bit low. I want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me quite fine here. And if you guys are liking the analysis, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, because that's gonna help get this live stream out there to other people who might be interested in cryptocurrencies. And when you hit that like button, you're helping yourself out, because when you request a cryptocurrency and someone jumps into this live stream here, they're going to see the cryptocurrency that you're looking at. They're going to see me do my analysis here, and it's going to help pump up your bags on whatever crypto you got. So kind of helps if you do that. You're helping yourself and you're helping me out. Appreciate that. All right, you want to look at Kevin wants to look at Cardano, Dogecoin, and Dog with Hat, and XRP. Let's first start off with XRP. And then we'll look at Cardano, and then we'll look at those meme coins there for you. All right. Let's see how XRP is doing here. XRP currently trading at $2.28. I got my charts. I got almost all the data here showing. Let me get rid of the VRVP real quick. We'll see how it's doing in the moving averages. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame for XRP, and XRP is steady as she goes. Okay, 21 EMA carrying us to higher prices here. If we're using it as support, okay, which is good to see. We want to see. It looks like you have on the 4-hour time frame, you have a little bit of a golden cross here, where the 50 moving average crossed over the 200 moving average. So that probably means we should be seeing higher prices here. But if I look at my little cheat sheet here, market cipher B is showing a sell signal here. That came out on Monday afternoon, yesterday afternoon. So I think that probably means that XRP is probably going to trade sideways for a little bit here. And probably until Bitcoin makes its move and decides to go to higher prices here. But I see XRP going sideways for now. Let's go into the daily chart here, kind of expand our view here. So, going forward here, XRP could get some resistance. As I've been saying on my previous live streams and videos, that I could see $2.40 being a pretty heavy resistance area, and also $2.50 could be another heavy resistance area, and that's where like the 50-day and the 100-day moving average are sitting out at around that area. But once you get past $2.50 on XRP, as I said before, you could see XRP try to retest $3 level here, where it hasn't been at $3 since Sunday, March 25th. I'm sorry, Sunday, March 2nd here. But it didn't stay there too long before it got pushed back down. I want to see XRP get up to $3 and stay at $3, okay? But first it's got to get to $2.50 and show us that it can actually do that. You would be safe to put your stop loss on XRP below the 200-day moving average, which is currently sitting at $2 right now, $2.01. So maybe if you want to keep it tight, maybe $1.95 or $1.90. Or you could even put your stop loss a little bit looser at like $1.59, because we did see XRP come down to $1.84. I'm sorry, not $1. We saw XRP come down to $1.61 on April 7th here, before Donald Trump saved the day by saying that he's gonna pause the tariffs for like 90 days. That sent all the markets up, not just cryptocurrency. Stock market went up, everything went up after that. But yeah, you probably put your stop loss there at like $1.58, $1.59, and it most likely won't get hit. Okay. But yeah, I want to see XRP. I want to see XRP actually get above the highs that it made here towards the end of March at $2.50 and Let's see, the high water mark, $2.60. Once you see XRP make $2.60, that means it's starting to make higher highs now on the daily time frame here. And then even past this high right here at like, yeah, $2.65. Once we get past 265, I see that this thing's skyrocketing to like $3, and then we'll see if it can go to the longer term price target. I had a long-term price target of about like $5 here on XRP. Just using trend analysis here. It says that XRP could get up to like 513. Maybe later on this year, that'd be a long-term target on XRP. All right, we'll take a look at Cardano next. Looking at the daily time frame here for Cardano, currently trading at 70 cents. Excuse me. So what do we have here for Cardano? Cardano's got to get above this 200-day moving average, which is going to provide some significant resistance. That 200-day moving average currently is at 76 cents. Okay. So Cardano's about 6 cents away from that area. You also have the 50-day, which is kind of like coming down as well. That could provide some short-term resistance at like 74, 75 cents. So yeah, somewhere around like 75, 76 cents is going to be a pretty hard resistance of Cardano, because you got the moving averages that could be providing resistance. And then you also have the people that trade according to Fibonacci levels here. They're probably eyeballing this 0.382 retracement level at like 72 cents, and that's probably going to be where they take profit. So if they're not already doing it right now, they're going to probably be doing it at like 75, 76 cents. So your near-term profit target on Cardano, you know, it might hit this week. You know, you might see Cardano go up like 10%, and then you see it like a 77-cent Cardano. But then after that, once you get past 77 cents, you do have probably some resistance here at 83 cents. But you got the 0.618 is saying that Cardano should try to get back to 95 cents. We're traded at that level for the most part through like December and January during those months. And if I turn on the VRVP here real quick, you'll see this indicator on the right here, the VRVP. VRVP is saying that the value area high for Cardano is at like 92, 93 cents. So that should be your long-term profit target on Cardano, which might happen next month, maybe this summer, maybe a little bit later than that. But you should be considering selling your Cardano once it gets into the 90-cent area. And then I guess you could try to see if you could sell your Cardano where it got as high as like $1.33, right? It got that high back on December of last year. So those are your bullish price targets on Cardano. Bearish, right? If Cardano for some reason decides to take a drop here for any reason, you get the value area low sitting at like 56 cents. That could be a good area. And that's also where the 0.236 fib level is at 57 cents. So 57 cents should provide some support here. There should be a reaction on that at that level. And you'll see Cardano probably bounce off the 57 cent level here. You also have some sideways trading action that we had at that 57 cent level earlier in April. So I would expect Cardano to get some support at that level there. Yeah. All right. All right. We'll take a look at Dogecoin and then Dog with Hat. Getting into the meme coin space here, meme coin world. I think I might have to type this one in. Doge. Good old Dogecoin trading at 17 cents. Look at that. 777. Is that saying something here, huh? Yeah. It's lucky number 7 there. Dogecoin, just looking at the VRVP, this is the green and red bars on the right here. You got the blue line, which is very important. That point of control is sitting at like around 16.5 cents. So Dogecoin is a little bit above it right now. You got another high volume node here, like 19, 20 cents here. That could be a area where Dogecoin is going to get some short-term resistance here. That also happens to be where the 50-day might provide some resistance. That green line could be providing resistance. So I think 20 cents, probably the near-term day trading profit target for Dogecoin. Once you get past 20 cents, you have here on the VRVP, 25 cents could be the next resistance level. Makes sense, you know, it's like a little psychological level here, but it's also the same level where the 200-day moving average is sitting at like 26 cents. So yeah, once you get past 20 on Dogecoin, then 25, 26 cents is going to be the next resistance level, which you could take profit at. And then once you get past that level, you do have a gap on the VRVP, and it says that there is some more resistance at 30 cents. And then you get another gap, and then you got value area high sitting at like 37 cents on Dogecoin. You could possibly double your money in Dogecoin if you want to wait for those higher prices later on this year. But I think, yeah, I think Dogecoin is in the process of bottoming out here. We'll see 20 cents, then we'll probably see 25 cents, and then we'll probably see Dogecoin in the 30s later on this year. Okay. Right now, you do have a sell dot that printed, okay, on May. What is that printed? Yeah, I think it printed today, actually, April 29th, okay? So, sell dot, not something to panic about, okay? Probably just means that you're going to trade sideways here on Dogecoin before you get maybe a green dot that prints out. And then, yeah, and then you probably see 20 cents here for Dogecoin. RSI, a little healthy at 56, okay? So, RSI is looking pretty healthy on Dogecoin. And the MACD is just showing that there are some green candles here, so buyers are stepping up to the plate and buying up at these prices here. Let's see what Stochastic RSI is saying. Stochastic RSI on Dogecoin. Okay, that's probably why it wants to like kind of trade sideways for a little bit. Stochastic RSI is a little bit higher right now on Dogecoin. So once the Stochastic RSI comes back down, when you see it down low here at like maybe like the 22 or 20 level here, that'd probably be a good time to step up to the plate and buy some Dogecoin if you're day trading it or swing trading it, trying to catch, you know, the lowest price you can get. But yeah, that's my analysis on Dogecoin. They say it could probably come down to like 16 cents where the point of control's at, and also where that 21 EMA is sitting at, and you would be probably getting the cheapest price you can get on Dogecoin, and that might be a higher low before it goes up and tries to make a higher high. All right, let's take a look at Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat coin currently trading at 61 cents right now. We're looking at the daily time frame here. Dog with Hat, is it in the process of bottoming out? I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it. You are starting to get some higher lows here on the RSI, indicating that there possibly could be some bullish divergence showing up right now. That could just confirm that you are starting to bottom out. So you're starting to see some good signs here on Dogecoin. I mean, Dog with Hat. And of course, you know, for those who pay attention to moving averages here, you got the 50-day moving average, which is this green line that's coming down and providing resistance to Dog with Hat right now at like 63 cents. So Dog with Hat is currently trying to break past this this green line here, which is providing resistance right now. You might see Dog with Hat trade sideways for a little bit here, as it, you know, confirms that this 50-day moving average is resistance. But then you got the white line, which should provide support as it curves back up and goes to higher prices here. I'm expecting Dog with Hat to probably just create a bull flag at this point, right? If you need me to draw it out for you. Okay. You know, you might see Dog with Hat do something like this. as I create this little bull flag for you. And then if it can get, the breakout where it's at right now, you got the price target about 94 cents in the future here for a dog with hat. And even if I drew another line here, okay, if this 100-day moving average continues going down the way it is, that makes sense that you might see the 100-day moving average provide some resistance as it continues going down, and you might see the 94, 95 cents as the resistance level for a dog with hat. This is how I usually game plan things out, right? I'll just extend the moving averages as like, okay, that probably might be where it gets some resistance, because we're having resistance right now at the 50-day. That blue line could be the next resistance at like $1. Well, by the time it gets down to where and the price continues climbing up, and they might meet each other at like 90 cents or $1. And let me just turn the VRVP here, see if that kind of agrees with what I'm talking about here. Actually, I can't get the VRVP because there's no volume on this chart, so I can't really use a VRVP for this particular asset, unfortunately. But yeah, zooming back in onto a dog with hat. I think you might get some support off the 21 EMA at like 47 cents if this thing does come down. RSI 73 was the high border mark here on Saturday. Currently the RSI is at 66, so it's not overbought. It was overbought this weekend, but not anymore. And let's see. MACD is showing you have green candles, but now they're turning light green. So if that continues, that probably means that this thing's just going to continue going down or going sideways. And that's probably why this red dot printed right here for a dog with hat, and it printed today. So red dot doesn't mean sell right away, especially on the high time frame. It probably means that you're going to go sideways for now, maybe go down. So it'll just probably be another opportunity to buy and start looking for the higher lows here on this coin. Stochastic RSI is high, and that will probably reset and go down to lower levels as we continue going sideways or continue going down on dog with hat. All right. That is dog with hat, which is I believe it's a Solana based coin. Let's see how Solana's doing. Solana is currently trading at $148.89. I think it's been a while since I haven't looked at Solana recently. Excuse me. Whew. God bless me. Let's see. Solana at $148. I got a lot of stuff going high in the charts. Let me go ahead and get rid of the moving averages real quick, and we'll see what the VRVP has to show here. VRVP is showing that, with this data going back to like January here, Solana is past the point of control, above the point of control, so that's slightly bullish. We did have a red dot that printed on Sunday, which means that Solana could go sideways or even come down. And if it comes down, I would expect it to come down to the point of control, the POC, which is that blue line sitting at 126 bucks. If we do go down for some reason here, but if Bitcoin pushes up to higher prices, which I'm expecting Bitcoin to do later on this week, maybe even later on tonight, then we could see Solana also push up to higher prices. And if it does, if it gets past this $156 level here, you got a gap in the VRVP, and it says that Solana is going to want to try to go for 170. Okay. And then once it gets past 170, you got another gap here that says Solana should come up to the value area high, sitting at 195 bucks. You could see $195 Solana. Probably, I don't know, maybe later on in May or June. Sometime this summer maybe. Usually summertime is not a good time for crypto or the stock market in general. But the way things kind of like played out this year with Trump tariffs, and now we're doing trade deals, and we might not ever actually see tariffs the way some people were scared about tariffs in April. Like we do have a 90-day pause on most tariffs, and if we get a trade deal, then we might actually get more money coming into the markets and not even have to suffer the repercussions of high tariffs, because they never actually got a chance to actually go through because Trump paused it, and then we get a trade deal, and then maybe there might be a little bit of tariffs, but not as bad as people thought. So could that be what propels us to higher prices, where we might see a really good summer for cryptocurrencies and a really good summer for stock market, which is out of not normal, because usually people say sell in May and go away. If you've heard that before, type that in the chat right now. Put a 1 in the chat or comments if you heard sell in May and go away. But it might actually be buy in July and watch it fly. Watch it fly up to higher prices here in July. Okay. But anyways, yeah, going back to my analysis here on Solana, let me just pull up the moving averages here real quick. And, if we push up to higher prices here on Solana, you do have the next resistance level, the 50 moving average at $159. And then you got the $176 level and $180 level from the 2-day moving average, providing resistance at $180. So that's my near-term take profit target on Solana here. And then it would just be nice to see if you can get up to that value area high at like $195 Solana. And then we'll just have to see what happens after that to continue the bull trend here on Solana. I think I gave you the bearish target. The bearish target on Solana is $125. Could be a higher low that gets printed before we go to higher prices here. And we're looking to see if Solana can just continue being bullish. And it once it gets past like $155, you can see 170 and then 180 in no time as it tries to push its head up against the $200 level here. Yeah. That's my analysis on Solana there. Let's take a look at another cryptocurrency that did pretty well these past few days here, and that's Sui, which is trying to compete against Solana, trying to be the Solana killer over here. That's what some people call it. And I'm just looking at some previous data here, but yeah, Sui is currently trading at $3.54. Had a really good week last week, where this thing was going up like 20% almost every day. Seemed like it. We got above the 200-day moving average on Sui, which is at $3.21. So that's good to see. And now we're probably going to create this flag that I've already drawn out on the charts here. You kind of see we're respecting the upper limit here. We got as high as like $3.87 on Sui. We might come down to the $3.20 level where the 200-day moving average is, get a bounce off that level, and just kind of flag out for a little bit here, and then maybe we might see Sui get up to this price target of like $5.36, which would put it back to the prices that it was at in January, as if none of this bad crap over the last few months happened here. But, realistically speaking here, with Sui, okay, even though it is a high market, high flying cryptocurrency, we are overbought on the RSI here. Okay, which is why I think Sui's going to go sideways for a little bit until it cools down. MACD is also showing that you're still buying pressure, but not as much as you did like last week and last weekend. Stochastic RSI is showing that we're still high on Sui, so people still love buying as much Sui as they possibly can, but if we continue going sideways or maybe even go down, then stochastic RSI should start coming down. And then when you do see stochastic RSI in like the 20s or below 20, like if you see like we're kind of like right over here when it got down to like 8, that was a good time to buy some Sui. Okay, and if you're using the stochastic RSI, like look at that, you would have got SUI at like $1.70. Anywhere between like $1.70 and $1.90. Okay. When you see the low stochastics. And then moving on to my little cheat sheet here with Market Cipher B. You did have a green dot that got printed on SUI on Saturday, April 19th. I think that was like 2 Saturdays ago. It was a good day to be buying SUI because you could have got it for like a $2.15. But yeah, now you got SUI at $3.50 now. And let's look at the 8-hour time frame. See if there's any dots being printed on Market Cipher B. You got a sell dot here on last Friday. It was a good time to be selling SUI because it didn't really do much over the weekend. Going into this week, it's just trading sideways now. And then what's the 4-hour dot? 4-hour time frame here on Market Cipher B is showing that the last dot to be printed was a red sell dot on Monday afternoon. So yeah, I just see this thing going sideways for now. Sideways, maybe come down, get some support off of the $3.20 area, come back up, test 370, come back down until it gets some direction. I think if Bitcoin starts pushing up to 100K though, this will be one of the first cryptocurrencies to go nuts and start pushing for like $4 or $5 a coin. All right, yeah, there you go, Kevin, with the 1 in the chat. Thank you. Guys, I usually go live for about an hour here. I don't know if there's any other cryptocurrencies you guys want me to take a look at here. I'm about to finish up and wrap things up here soon. I think we'll take a look at Ethereum. We'll cover that one, make sure we cover that one. And then if I do have any more requests, I'll take another request. If not, I think that's going to be it for today. Ethereum currently trading at $1,811, up only 0.6% today. We'll go into the daily chart here. You know, Ethereum is looking like one of these other altcoins that got brutalized the last few months here. Nothing remarkable or special that I see with Ethereum. Not making us a remarkable recovery like SUI, like we saw with SUI last week. But if Ethereum does decide to get its act into gear here, you know, it could get some resistance at this green line at 2250. That's the 50-day moving average. And that's about, if I measure that out, from where we are right now at 1817 roughly to like this green line, you know, it's about, it could get you a 25% gain roughly for Ethereum before people start taking profits that are using the moving average as their target level. And that $2,200 level is kind of like the same level that people were trading at on Ethereum back in like September of 2024 and December of 2023. Okay. So I bet you that probably shows up on the VRVP. If I turn the VRVP real quick here, you got the value area high at that $2,200 level. So I'm eyeballing $2,200 as a near-term take profit target for Ethereum. You might get a little bit of resistance at the $1,900 level, which is not too far from where we are right now, because you got a high volume node here. Okay, but Ethereum is actually in a volume gap right now, so it should be pushing out up to $1,900 soon. Let me go ahead and get rid of the some of the chart work here. Get rid of that VRVP. As I start to zoom back into Ethereum, right? Ethereum is kind of almost creating a bull flag, just like Bitcoin, just like SUI, just like some of these other cryptocurrencies here. RSI is a healthy 55.89, so it's not overbought or oversold. It's just chilling. We are getting, we do have green candles on the MACD, so it is actually still getting bought here, but not as aggressive as it was last week. Okay, and we'll just be on the lookout to see if we start seeing red show up on the MACD, because that probably means this thing is going down to lower prices. And then stochastic RSI is still relatively high for Ethereum. Once it comes back down, you could treat that as a higher low, wherever the price ends up around that time, and then you could just be buying it up with the low stochastics on the daily time frame. But right now you have high stochastics, and that just means it means that it's already been bought, and the only way it's going to continue going higher is if more people continue buying it at these levels. And then look at Market Cipher B. Market Cipher B, this little cheat sheet here. You have the green dot that printed at April 11th here. We'll be on the lookout to see if a red dot starts to show up, because usually it goes green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, right? Green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green, red, green, red. So we're waiting for that red dot to show up. And when you see the red dot show up on the daily time frame on Ethereum, it's safe to say I would probably sell if I'm short-term trading Ethereum. And expect to see, sideways or lower prices. But that hasn't happened yet. So maybe Ethereum is able to continue pushing up higher, especially if Bitcoin goes up to 100 grand or higher. All right. I feel like I should probably wrap this up by looking at Bitcoin one more time. And then also, I want to show you some of my socials here, guys. I'm also on TikTok for my YouTube viewers here that are curious. You can find me on the Meet Damien TikTok. I have a pretty good following so far, I believe. I'm trying to get up to like maybe 10,000 followers. And then I'll be able to do some things with TikTok that I'm not able to until I get to that level. But you can see like some of my short form content in here on TikTok, right? I even label things out so you know what kind of cryptocurrency I'm going to be talking about on that particular video here. Sometimes I do, if there's any significant news, I'll do a significant news videos. But you guys probably see some of that stuff on my YouTube anyways, my YouTube channel. You can see that, all the, I got all the videos, right, on my YouTube channel. Yeah. And you guys are currently watching this on YouTube right now. I also do live streaming on TikTok, but I believe because I talked about a meme coin, like TikTok's pretty strict about that stuff. And they took my privileges down till tomorrow. I'm not able to live stream on TikTok, but I'm able to live stream here on YouTube right now. So here I am. Okay. All right. But yeah, let me just show you real quick here. I do have some other socials here. You can look for me on Meet Damien. You got the Meet Damien. I got Meet Damien Twitter. Meet Damien Facebook, Meet Damien Instagram, and you can find me on YouTube and TikTok as well. I probably should show you guys the Meet Damien Discord here, so you guys can let me see Discord. Yeah, so I usually announce when I go live here on the Discord here for Meet Damien. Okay, come join the Meet Damien Discord, and you'll see chat with me, exchange some ideas on some cryptos here, and you'll see like when I'll go live next. I'll post up the videos. You'll see that if you want to come join the Meet Damien Discord here. But yeah, let's get back into crypto, and we'll take a look at Bitcoin one more time here. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin, I like to, since we're looking at the daily time frame here, like I said, I'm expecting Bitcoin probably go up to 100K maybe later on this week or next week. We do have the 1618 level here saying $102,000 Bitcoin could be next, and then we also have this bull flag measured move flagpole target saying $106,000 Bitcoin could be coming up soon here. But let me go ahead and let's go into the smaller time frames here, see what Bitcoin's doing on the 15-minute time frame. And yeah, let's see, I went live at 3:30, and Bitcoin was at higher prices, around like $95,000, and now we have Bitcoin just below $95,000. We got some red candles here during my live stream. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I was the reason for Bitcoin going down. But you got a red dot printing on Market Cipher B. And yeah, you know, this is pretty good stuff here, because you know, usually this thing is correct. It's saying that, yeah, you should have sold your Bitcoin if you're day trading it at 3:30 East Coast time. Right now, it's 4:41 right now Eastern time, and Bitcoin has a few red candles, but let's see if it creates a higher low here, higher than what it did here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. We want to see if 94,679, if Bitcoin can stay above that price, or maybe it just creates a higher it could create like a double bottom at that price. But yeah, let's see. You know, Bitcoin is trending upward. You see that you got the higher lows, higher lows, higher lows here, and it's trying to make a higher high here. Looks like we still have to contend against the high that we made here on Monday at $95,600 Bitcoin. I think I got some sell orders in on at that level. I want to sell some Bitcoin at that level. But then we also want to see Bitcoin get above past Friday's price of like 95. We basically want to see $96,000 Bitcoin, and I think you can do that. It's just got to give it some more time here. Okay, but yeah, this is Bitcoin on the 50-minute time frame here. Currently got a red dot here, and that's playing out. You got some red candles showing up here. And we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what Bitcoin decides to do next year. But I think, I don't know, I just feel in the air that Bitcoin wants to surprise people to the upside. Oh, shoot. I just realized, oh my God, I just did all that stuff. I'm sorry there, Kevin. I was looking at the chart this whole time. I forgot to go back to it. Sorry. Oh, man. Well, you're able to listen to what I was saying. Now you can actually hear it and see it. Sorry about that. So yeah, like I was saying, there's a red dot printing on the 50-minute time frame here on Market Cipher B, and you got the red candle showing up now after it did that. But yeah, Bitcoin is creating some higher lows here on the 50-minute time frame, and we do have some lower highs, which is kind of like creating some indecision. And I just want to see Bitcoin get above the price that it made here on Friday at, like, you know, if we can see like $96,000 Bitcoin, that's what I want to be seeing to go to higher prices. I think once we crack through $96,000, what's the next resistance that we could see here? I mean, it might try to go for $100,000 psychological level, but then we got the 1618 at $102,000 is probably where Bitcoin goes next if it can crack through $96,000. But I think if it cracks through $96,000, it will probably come back to $96,000. If it goes to like 99 or 100, it'll probably come down to $96,000. Use that as a support level to go to higher prices, and then actually try to break past 100K. Over towards like $102,000 or $106,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta pay attention to the buttons here and make sure you guys can actually see me when I'm, you know, that's why I appreciate your feedback. And yeah, I did see that because I'm also looking at I got a little tablet here showing me what my what my live stream looks like, and I was like, oh my God. I still have the socials up, and I was over here reading the charts. Wouldn't be the first time that happened. Probably not going to be the last time. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen other crypto YouTubers make the same mistake here. I'm just a human being. This is my first time being a human. Give me a break. You know? And it's like, this is like kind of like my first or second year of live streaming. So, you know, you guys have to cut me a break here. I can make mistakes too. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Bitcoin near $95,000. We want to see 96 sooner rather than later, and then we could see some more fireworks. Probably another explosive move up to higher prices. But that's going to be it for this live stream, guys. Try to be on the lookout for me going live, probably same time tomorrow or maybe a little bit later. We'll see how my day goes. But yeah, you can catch me live streaming during the afternoons here. For the most part here in the United States. I don't know about my other streamers, whatever time zone you're in, but I usually go live around this time, East Coast time, anywhere between like 3 to 5 p.m. Unless, I'll make an announcement saying that I'll be going live earlier than that or later than that. But you can usually catch me around like 3 to 5 or 6 p.m. East Coast time, Eastern time. You'll see me going live here. Okay? All right, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next live stream.